as well.
Good morning, everybody. 11:15. We're just having a debate. Macaroons, macarons. Macaroons, macarons. Which way do you call it?
I would always say macaroons, but recently I've been influenced to suggest it may be macaron.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that sounds more French. Macaron.
Well, I mean, I like to be authentic.
Who's been influencing you in that decision making?
I mean, just about everybody that I've spoken to.
Oh, really? I like that. So actually, what we're saying here is that you've been wrong for most of your life. But
exactly.
And suddenly
I'm open to this big wide world, and everyone's saying it like a grown-up.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when it's things like that. It's when people. Yes, hello, Christopher. Hello from McDonald's.
Hello.
Really? Are you getting a little cheeky McDonald's in there, Stephen? That's nice, isn't it? There you go. Loons, macaroons.
He did a fantastic post this morning. We talk about him a lot, don't we?
Here we go. Richard says, in France they say Macron. Here it is macaroon. There we go.
Is it macaroon? I feel like that's wrong.
I don't.
That's a macaron.
Who knows? I've got to say to our bit of bacon who's coming along today.
Our bit of bacon.
In, sir. Yeah, we've got keeping with the food theme. We've got a bit of bacon coming in a bit, and I can see down below we've already got a pigeon fancier here with us, which is wonderful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of some of this branding around the top, so we're completely macarooned now.
And I'm going to say macaroon.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring a pigeon in to talk to us. Hi, pigeon. How are you doing?
Oh.
What have you been up to this morning, pigeon? It's brilliant. Oh,
he's a method actor as well. That is.
He's really great at that, isn't he? Yeah. Pigeon, what do you think about the Great Resignation? Great. Oh, do you know what?
I mean, what an introduction.
That made a lot of sense to a lot of people. Hi, sir. How are you? Morning.
Hey, look, there's a theme going on here.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Now, what are you drinking? What are you drinking this morning?
Espresso.
Oh, it's empty. It's gone.
It's empty.
It's just a prop.
Good morning from the Weekly Experience podcast show. Thanks very much for joining us, Jack. That's kind. I am drinking white tea, organic white tea this morning. Other teas are available.
Without milk.
Without milk. Yeah. I find that white tea I can drink without milk because it's not that bitter.
Yeah.
Can't
Sugar?
drink. No. Water. Yes, I put some of that in it. Actually, that reminds me. That does remind me.
Of what?
Years ago, when I went camping as a youth, we used to do this game called Rodney's Cocktails. Yeah, I know, right? But actually, no, it wasn't that kind of cocktail. And what it was you had to make in a big pan. You had to make out of all of the yucky things that you take as food camping a cocktail. So it would have things like pot noodle in it, baked beans, ravioli. If it, maybe some tea bags, whatever, yeah. and someone had to drink it. Absolutely. But we also did. And if you ever want to try this one at home, folks, don't. Right.
I can just tell.
So I'm saying now, really don't do this. We also used to do the tea bag challenge, and one person had to eat a tea bag that was wet and had been used, and one person had to eat a dry one.
What's
you've
wrong
never,
with you people?
You've never tried this, right? Which
This
one do you
can't
think?
work out
Which
for
one do you
something.
think is the most difficult one to do?
The dry one.
The dry one, definitely.
Oh,
But it's awful.
I don't know what's happened. I just
I don't know what's
it'd
happened.
be like eating ravioli, wouldn't it?
It's
try ravioli.
it expands
It's like
in your
tea
mouth.
bag, really.
It expands.
Ravioli's like a
It
tea
expands
bag.
in your mouth, and it actually stops you breathing, and you gag. It's
Cinnamon's
just-
apparently cinnamon is the worst thing to eat. You know, ground cinnamon. If you eat a teaspoon of that apparently is one of the most dangerous things to eat.
I've done a
figure.
tablespoon
I thought it was
full
nutmeg.
of instant coffee granules before now. That's pretty awful. James, and at that point,
I
we'll bring
take-
you
I-
into the conversation.
I mean,
I'm up for the cinnamon. I'm up for the cinnamon challenge. Shall we do it now?
Yeah.
I've got some.
it was one of the games we played when I was going out with my now husband, and he had a group of lads together. I don't know why he was there, and they kept putting random objects on the spoon and feeding it to each other whilst blindfolded, and they did like chili and all sorts of horrible things like that. And you know, it's just the cinnamon. What I find funny about cinnamon is that when you cough, because obviously it's taken all the moisture, all the powder comes out in like a poof of smoke.
Why? So the question to be asked here is, why do people when they're young do these games around food? And what does it teach? What does it teach them about leadership later on in life?
Graham, it's not
Absolutely
that kind of show.
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Get Alex to go
whatsoever.
first.
For any of those out in LinkedIn land that are trying to think about how this could be business related, it isn't at all.
It might be.
No, it isn't.
We could
Pigeons are.
make
There's
it.
absolutely no correlation
Pigeons
between
are.
that
Yeah,
and
go on.
Pigeons are business related.
is
Come
it?
on then.
Go on then.
Yeah. No, they are, seriously.
Okay, go for it. Let's do it.
Well, years ago, we're talking 2013,
Yeah.
this pigeon, where is it? This pigeon rocked up in my garden. And you can see it's got a little thing around its left leg.
Yeah.
Proves
Alright.
that it's a racing pigeon, okay?
Oh, I thought it
So,
was on a
I
tag
managed
because it
to-
had done something wrong.
I managed to bill and coo sufficiently to get close enough to it to see the number on the leg tag, and then contact the owner of said racing pigeon, who said to me, no way of a lie, can you put it on the train? Because it's struggling to find its way home. So I said, you're having a lend, aren't you? He said, no, can you put it on the train? Where do you live? I said, well, I don't live anywhere near a train station. He said, well, just put it in a box, take it to the train station and give it to the guard. And when it gets to Manchester, because I live south of Manchester, it'll get off and it'll find its way home more quickly. So anyway, I did. Put it on the train in a box. And he rang me about an hour and a bit later to say it had got home to its loft and it was looking well and it had got a bit lost in a thunderstorm. So then began a long obsession with racing pigeons. I haven't actually got any pigeons, but they can fly at 92 miles an hour, okay?
Wow.
Wow.
Usain Bolt can run at 23 miles an hour, but only for 100 meters.
Yep.
Pigeons can keep up 93 miles an hour from Ludlow to Manchester, which is not a bad speed, really,
No, it's
basically.
good.
Although I do accept that some of it was on the train, nonetheless, so it was saving energy for the last bit of the journey. Now, bear with me, because this is going somewhere. James is thinking, why on earth did I agree to be a guest on this
I'm enjoying it so far. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great story.
So then I started doing some sort of bird speed facts, and peregrines,
Yeah.
falcons, can fly twice the speed of a pigeon at about 186 miles an hour, okay? But only when they're diving down in what's called the stoop, and they are notoriously difficult to train to carry messages. You know, they're just a bit flighty and they'll peck at you and scratch your eyes out and stuff. So they're no good for conveying messages from A to B. So pigeons were the go-to way of getting messages from A to B. They use them in the
They're not
well,
elitist. They're quite easy
like
to please.
no. Well, they did try it with peregrines, but the message just got from, up on the top of the mountain to the bottom. It didn't actually go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And now this is the business point. It's very tenuous. Forgive me. This is massively tenuous. Now, emails propagate messages at 186,000 miles per second. I had
Yes.
to do the maths before coming on your show. That is
So yes, you did.
669,600 miles an hour. Okay, you still with me?
Yes.
Everybody's still awake?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
wait.
we're still in the room.
I
Don't
can't
worry.
wait. Where is this going?
Messages these days, emails, gigs on LinkedIn Live and on YouTube are going 7.3 million times faster than messages did when they were just conveyed by a pigeon.
Wow.
You still with me? By a pigeon. There's
Yeah.
the pigeon. The
Just in
pigeon
case
actually
we've
got
forgotten.
into the house in the end. It came into the house because I fed it a little bit, and there it is in my
Oh.
greenhouse. So my
Wow.
argument is that if our messages are now being transmitted 7.3 million times faster, has the human brain developed, evolved to keep up with that massive increase in speed? And my answer is no, it hasn't.
No.
And we think before we communicate. We bang off that email without properly thinking about it. And then we end up confusing somebody or offending somebody or not quite making our point. And when we talk to people, we just, like I am now, go blah, 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 like that. People are going,
I'm loving this.
what does he mean?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we need to engage the pigeon brain.
Yes. Yes.
Slow down a bit.
Yeah.
Have a bit of rice.
I like it.
Look around.
And
then
does that
communicate.
Richard explain why when we're young we try all of these different foods?
Well, actually, pigeons love chili, but they don't like cinnamon.
There you go.
Wow.
I knew you'd bring it round to that.
Yeah.
That's
And
brilliant.
what I love in that montage of pictures is we really understood like how his holiday was whilst he was with you. Like I feel we got a real sense of the joy that he experienced. Like it's never to be repeated moment. I mean, look at that. He just looks so happy.
He's got his eyes closed in ecstasy.
It was very
because
bright though.
he's
in
full of
fairness.
rice. Although, to my shame, I discovered actually from the RSPB that if you feed a pigeon or indeed any bird dried rice, a bit like eating a dry tea bag at Scouts.
Yeah.
If you eat dry rice as a bird, it then swells up in your stomach,
Yes.
and you could conceivably, I mean, somebody may have seen a pigeon flying from Ludlow to Manchester and then somewhere over, I don't know, Stockport or Whitchurch or Shrewsbury just
Did it explode?
exploding and showering the whole of Shrewsbury with.
He brought it back round to the
rice.
tea bag. Do you see what he did there? Because
He's
that's
really
why the
clever.
dry tea bag is more difficult to eat because
I don't think it swells up in the same way.
it does. It does.
More
Not to the point
Yes.
of you exploding though.
Absolutely
I feel like the
right.
scale of the issue
No,
here is
I
much
think
bigger,
I
more
think
volatile.
Richard did a great
So much
job
we could
of
do with this
bringing all of that
conversation.
together, and I applaud you this morning
Yeah,
for,
I mean-
for doing that. So, and the lesson I've learned as well is that if I'm struggling with my email, I need to put it on a train.
Yeah, put it
Also-
on the train or just slow down.
Just
Just
slow
look
down.
around. Just go out into the garden, peck at some dirt, scratch.
Print the email off,
that.
get on the
Print
train,
email.
and take the email to the other person.
I mean,
Or if it's urgent, I mean, by all means, continue trying to train a peregrine to do the job. I mean, no one succeeded thus far, but Odessa, Graham, James, you could
challenge
be
accepted.
world first at peregrine wrangling. I mean, somebody's got to be a first. haven't
Someone's
they?
got to do it.
Yeah.
What I'm
birds of prey.
interested that nobody else has asked. What did they say at the train station when you asked them to let the pigeon board? If you
They
indeed
said-
put it on the
Well,
train,
I was expecting to
I'm
have to buy.
intrigued.
I was expecting to have
often?
to buy a ticket, and then the bloke that these days drives the train, collects the tickets, brings the tea around and everything. Like one person on a train. He just said, "Well, look, you don't have to get a ticket because he's kind of on his own."
Fair enough.
So I didn't get a ticket, and I don't know whether he travelled first or second class in the end because I just kind of waved goodbye forlornly from the end of the platform.
And
there was tears in my eyes.
He didn't even let him out to wave. That's outrageous.
No, and I haven't had a postcard since. I've not had I've not had a word. He's not been back for his holidays. I mean, for all I know, he doesn't write, he doesn't phone, he doesn't call, he doesn't bill, he doesn't coo. For all I know, he could be dead. He could have been eaten by a cat, soon after he got home.
He could have made that man a lovely dinner, and you would just never know the story of what happened.
Absolutely. Let's get James in here. James.
I'm loving this so much.
No.
James, what is it you do, sir?
Me, I fix people. People with broken bodies.
You fix people. Okay.
Is there any hope?
That's the next question for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I particularly help people that have had long-term pain issues in their bodies with no resolve. So I come along with my magic finger and sort them out.
Which finger is it?
This one.
That particular one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good to get our digits in order, etc. When did you discover that you had the magic finger?
Well, it's probably about 5 years ago, to be fair with that. Yeah. So I definitely loving this one.
So did you have to train to use the magic finger? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. So we can use the finger in a few different ways. Some neurological magic, even a bit of poking on the muscles sometimes. There
you go. Ever worked with pigeons?
No, I've not, but I feel really educated this morning, just coming on this conversation. So I know a little bit more about pigeons now. So
yeah. No, in all seriousness, James, we're talking a little bit there about when we were young, we do these daft things, eating all of these daft things in front of other people. Steve this morning has stopped off at McDonald's of all places to eat. Hello from McDonald's. There can be consequences, can't there, in terms of our health, in terms of what we put in our bodies when we're young. Certainly when we're older. I'm finding now I can't eat what I used to be able to eat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think we all create these habits, right, from a young age, and it's hard to get out of them. But yeah, like you say, what we do eat has a huge impact, not only on our body, our mental health, everything really. So it's just, it might be it's just changing lifestyles, and that's it. Change our lifestyle approach. What foods can't you eat now, Graham?
Oh, I can't eat anything really spicy now.
Yeah, like a good curry.
Yeah. Well, I like a curry still. Do like a curry. I love chili. I love really hot curries, but can I eat them now? No.
Yeah.
No. They don't like me anymore. And I blame this on being in a club at university called Ring Stingers, which I'm not going to go into in great detail, but obviously, no, of course not. But obviously, the
that is a name and a half.
Yes. Well, obviously, the concept of the club was to see who could create the hottest curry on a weekly basis. And it's just ridiculous. But when you're young, the thing is, and you must hear this from people, when you're young, you imagine you're almost immortal, don't you? You're not gonna die. You're not gonna get ill. You're not gonna have any aches and pains. I used to see it when I used to go around and do workplace assessments with 19-year-olds, and if you start talking to them about you're going to have a bad back, sat like that and whatever, they go, no. I'm fine. What are you on about? Right.
Other personality types are available.
No, but it's true. I mean, when you're young, you just think, nothing. You can do what you like.
Absolutely. If I look at my 5-year-old, I can see that in him right now. He just thinks he's the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, you wait until you get a little bit older. So.
Yeah. So what's without giving the game away too much, what are the sort of general things that you find that people stop doing as healthy habits, etc., that really they ought to start bringing back?
I think education's a big part now with children. So I think that if I compare myself to kids now, kids are just stuck in front of the screen all day, aren't they? And they're just constantly looking at the mobiles, playing on computers. When I was young, I used to go outside. My parents used to kick me out, and I didn't come back until 9 o'clock. When your dad used to come and fetch you, like, your mum's been worried sick, get back in now. I'm like, I'll stand the park. So yeah, I think everything's changed now, definitely. So I think there's a lot more education needs to be done. And if we look at obesity levels in the UK, in the world, they're starting to rise up every year, right? So we need to make some sort of change there for sure.
What difference does it make? I mean, I'm really intrigued by this concept, but what difference does it make if you live a much more healthy, active lifestyle when you are young and you develop muscle as opposed to not develop muscle? Does that actually help you in terms of retaining some kind of muscle memory as you go into adulthood, etc.? Or...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can develop muscle at any age, right? It's just going to be a different sort of story along the way, a different process. So, yeah.
Richard's working at it now.
Yes.
Well done, sir.
Flex it.
That's it. Yeah.
You've got a very interesting camera angle.
I think what we need to do is combine these two elements. A pigeon, by the sound of things, can go pretty fast, but if a peregrine falcon can go that fast, I think we should get more kids running after a peregrine falcon.
Fast twitch muscle.
Yeah.
Fast twitch fibers, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Actually, no, not getting them after, get them running from, with like a piece of chicken.
Running from a peregrine falcon.
That's a brilliant idea. You could strap a bit of scrawny old chicken, something left over from the back door of McDonald's or KFC. Probably shouldn't say those two things.
Other fast food are available.
Gaffer tape it to their school blazer. Or
gaffer tape's a bit strong, isn't it? What's wrong with a bit of string? Now we're decapitating this child.
And then you just like clap, like the teachers used to clap in the day, and all the kids would start running, and then the PE teacher would let the peregrine out like 3 seconds later, and the last person to have pigeon on their blazer would be the winner of the school badge for pigeon or peregrine.
Peregrine dodging.
Yeah.
Dodging. Yeah, exactly.
I find it interesting that the last great activity app for young people was an app called Pokemon Go. And yeah, all it had was youngsters walking around with their head down, going like, you know, trying to find these imaginary Pokemon. I mean, at least it meant that they were actually going out somewhere. I mean, I think the worry was that parents didn't know where they disappeared to. But you know, what happened?
Going back until you catch them all.
What happened to sports? Do you think that a lot of children just aren't into sports anymore? Do we need to get them back into sports activity?
Well, some still love it, but even the adults are playing Pokemon Go. I've seen them. There's like weekend clubs and stuff, isn't there? So yeah, it's still going. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely changed, bro.
Pigeons, falcons, interesting. It's all very interesting, absolutely. And we're still on the lookout to know whether we pronounce it macaroon or macaron as well. If you know the answer to that, do let us know on a postcard. Put it in the claws of a pigeon. You know, send it over. That's where I joined.
We're obviously really serious marketers.
I apologise unreservedly.
Why? We've all learned something. Everyone's
I do like your multiple camera angles. By the way,
it does feel like Big Brother. I feel kind of bad for watching you at so many different angles.
That's really rather nice.
Oh yeah, look at
that! That's professional, isn't it?
I feel like we need some elevator music or something.
Oh look, he's even got one of those flip chart pads. There's a blast from the past, isn't it? Flip chart pads.
Does in fact have hands, not wings.
Yeah, he's got a detachable hand there. Did you see that in that last shot? He's got a hand on a piece of paper.
Here's one for James. I was so bad at sport at St George of England Primary School in Toddington in Bedfordshire back in the day, not far from I think where Graham once lived, in Wootton in Bedfordshire, if I'm right.
That's right, sir. Yeah, that's right.
I was so bad that my nickname, this is aging me, was Georgie Worst. So Georgie Best was one of the best footballers in the world when I was growing up. And I was so rubbish at school sport that Georgie Worst was my nickname. And I went through school, as a consequence, hating sport. And it's only in later adult life that I've come to realise that actually it's really important staves off old age and the aches and pains of old age. And now, you know, I run quite a bit, although I don't think you should run more than 3 or 4 times a week as a 60-something-year-old. I do duathlons, I cycle, I swim. So it's never too late, is it, James?
You're right, and I resonate with that because I was the overweight kid at school that hated sport, PE, and I was probably about 18 stone. And with the last name of Bacon, you probably got a few jokes there to go across. But
I can't
definitely
believe that. Bacon and 18 stone? What did they call you? Walker?
Porker, cooked breakfast, bacon roll, all those sort of things.
Oh,
It's
no.
horrible, isn't it? Because, I mean, still, all these years later, the Georgie Worst moniker, it does. I joke about it, but I'm sure as you do, but it does hurt a little bit.
Yeah. I'll probably still get a few bacon jokes, but it's just...
He just rolls with it.
Just roll with it, mate. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Just roll with it.
hey. God. He doesn't mind as long as it's saucy. Hey?
So, we're all coming out now.
I'll catch up.
Yeah, catch up. Come on, hurry up. Dear, oh dear. I've just put the StreamYard link into the comments. I've seen that Christina from Germany has said hello. Christina's amazing on guitar. Christina, if you're still watching and you can see the link in the comments, do come and join us. Give us some widdly widdly. We'd love some widdly widdly at this time in the morning. We all know what I mean by widdly widdly, don't we?
No.
Early morn. That's a really German name, isn't it? Early morn.
Yeah, absolutely. Technical comment, really, widdly widdly. It's what happened when you used to go into guitar shops to buy a guitar. You would go in and you could strum a few chords, etc. And someone in the guitar shop would pick up the guitar that you wanted to try and go, plug it in and just go like that, ever so fast, and then hand it back to you with a smirk on their face, like, yeah, see that, you know, and then you'd walk out the shop. So it never really worked as a sales technique, I didn't think, because it was like, well, yeah, of course I can't play like that, you know. You get to do this all day now. I have an idea what widdly widdly means. Well, yeah, of course you do, Harry. Of course you do. Wooden Beds, my old turf too. Home of the salvage shops. Home of, do you remember? We overlooked Stuartby, where they used to make London brick. Rich will probably remember that too. Do you remember London brick, Rich?
I can remember the smell.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I remember I learned to windsurf because I was so crap at football. I had to do something else. So I learned to windsurf at Rogborough Lakes.
Yes.
Marston Mortain. I mean, we are talking Marston Mortain, where dreams are made.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. And then they built where Odessa lives now, Central Milton Keynes, which was shopping as it should be. If anyone remembers that campaign when Central Milton Keynes opened, shopping as it should be, and it was brilliant. And there was like they filmed it in the town centre, in the shopping centre, with all of these balloons going up in the air, and we all went, "Wow, that's going to be great, isn't it?" Go and shop.
I like Milton Keynes. I think the people that traduce the reputation of Milton Keynes should be forced to go on holiday there for at least 10 days and to discover its charms.
Because
I can't get lost in Milton Keynes.
No,
if you like roundabouts,
Thank you.
Roundabout
perfect grid system, isn't it?
Love the place.
Yeah, it's a perfect grid system.
Buddhist pagoda, lakes, shops.
It is. Can I click the link? How can I click the link? Right. Well, there you go. I'll tell you what. Let me find you on LinkedIn, and I'll put the link into your LinkedIn. And then you'll be able to find it. In the meantime, Odessa will talk to us about something else.
About what? I think James and I are just at this point where we might just go down the pub. All the Bedford lads have turned up this morning.
Nice,
smoothie, right? We'll go for a ginger smoothie, Odessa.
Oh, not. Do you know what's...
James was talking about his magic finger, and we had stopped giggling Is there something? Is it to do with the? Is it the Bowen technique where you just apply? Is it called
yes.
the Bowen technique where you apply a bit of pressure, James, and that can alleviate the pain? Is that what you do?
Yeah. So the magic finger technique's more for like a lower back sort of issue that's neurological. So it's resetting the eye path vision. So some people, when they get injured, I don't know if you ever twisted funny in your lower back. One of you probably has, and the brain tells the body to shut off in that direction because it senses danger. So we check the eyesight, see where it's going, and we have to just reset it slightly, and then the brain tells the body it's okay to go back in that direction, and the back goes on.
Because it sensed a little bit of danger over in the periphery of the vision or something like that.
That's it. Yeah. There is a test for it. We could probably do it, but.
Christina, I don't know whether you've got that. I've put the comment in here again just now.
But you can't. You can't click it though. You have to just copy it and then
copy it and put it into your browser. That's it. Copy it and put it into your browser, Christina. I couldn't find it when I went off onto LinkedIn. So sometimes LinkedIn doesn't quite work properly, does it?
No.
There you go.
Somebody had a complaint about that. I think I saw a post either today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
About lagging. I saw that.
Just all like the struggle to search for people as well. That was an issue.
Really?
Don't put me. No, don't.
Why? You're
flipping heck.
Front and centre there. What's wrong with that?
No, thank you.
You're not self-conscious, are you?
Yeah, I am.
No.
Obviously.
No. Yeah. Let's see. I use my smartphone. She's going to use her smartphone and come in. Hopefully that will be good. You just put it in front of you. Look, we're getting people from all over the world today. Tunisia.
That's the power of pigeons.
It is.
Did you send out a flock before we started?
Right. What's that?
Is that what happened?
A whole lot.
You sent out a flock, did you? Oh, loft of them.
Loft.
Oh, you.
That's the collective noun for pigeons. I don't know. It could be flock, loft.
I thought they were a flock of pigeons.
No, it's a flock of seagulls who were a tremendous band from the 80s. Do you remember a flock of seagulls, Rich?
Of course I do. I remember the 80s like it was only last week.
I remember it was only last week, wasn't it?
When it was a village. Seriously, I do.
Oh, it's a plover. A plover is a group of pigeons.
Growing up in that part of the world, Simpson, I think, was one of the smallest villages at the heart of what is now the sprawling metropolis of Milton Keynes.
Yes, no, absolutely. So does anyone else remember a flock of seagulls? Had a great hit with. That's right. If I had a photograph of you, or something to remind me. Yeah, you see, brilliant. Who wouldn't? Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah. James works out to that all the time. It's one of his favourite work. Actually, James, what sort of music do you work out to?
Oh, anything really. I'm using it because the gym I use it.
Anything really? Do you know what? When people say that, I know that that's not true. I mean, there's no way that you put on Joy Division, for example, and start pumping.
Sorry. Bit of Lionel Richie. I like a bit of Lionel Richie when I'm training.
Ooh,
do you? A bit of Dancing on the Ceiling. I can see that.
Don't knock that. It's a great hit.
I can see that.
A bit of Lionel.
Lionel is amazing.
Yeah.
How about Dambert No Bacon? And Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba? Yeah.
Chumbawamba's a great word.
Chumbawamba, or tub thumping.
Yeah.
That's it. That's great. Oh, I get knocked down. Yeah. You do that one? Yeah. That's good. Motivational songs. What we need, James, from you for another week is a Spotify playlist that you would work out to, that we could share with the group. Really get us going. But we must have Dancing on the Ceiling in there.
Dancing on the Ceiling.
If that's not the first track, then I'm not playing.
What's that?
If it's not the first track, I'm not playing.
Yeah, that's got to be the first track.
Got to start every workout with dancing.
What a feeling, and we're dancing on that. We'll just all be getting that into that vibe. That would be great. Love that.
Shape up, I need a friend.
Yeah, put that one in there as well.
Is that Greece? I know that wasn't a really very
Olivia
realistic
Newton-John.
rendition of
Claire
Olivia
has
Newton-John.
seen Lionel in concert. Look at that.
Very nice, Claire. Good morning.
Wow. Was he good? Was he good, Claire? That's brilliant. We should mention at this point, we're going to do this all in a collective together, but not in public. Very soon.
What?
Yes, very soon. On the 27th, we're going to have a better way to chinwag.
Okay,
We called it that because
I like the word chinwag.
yeah, you like the word chinwag, and also kind of a bit fed up of people calling things network events. That kind of puts me right off, right from the outset. Network event, you know. The first,
I'm Richard, and I work really hard to help you improve your business. You know,
oh yeah. let's go around the table now, and let's do very quickly. Yeah, because this is a great game. Let's do faux or pseudo elevator pitches. So it's not what your actual business is, just an elevator pitch for a thing that you don't do. All right, and we'll start with Rich because I know he's going to be great at this. He'd probably go for something to do with pigeons. I don't know, maybe. Go for it.
You need a pigeon in your life. We supply pigeons to the world's best lofts. A business without a pigeon is no kind of business at all. So spread your wings and come to ACM Pigeons for all your pigeon needs.
Hey! See, that was brilliant. Perhaps Rich should do.
I'm compelled and terrified at the same time.
Yeah. Right. Go on, Odessa. Let's have your one.
You're terrified.
No.
How do you think my
I'm
heart is
going
beating out
last.
of his chest after that? That's not the flap of a pigeon's wings just outside the window. That is my heart in my chest.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Okay.
That's so deep. Graham, you have to go next since you started this ridiculous game.
Okay. Hair today, hair tomorrow. My hair has always been this perfect, and yours could be too, if you join us at Hair Is Us. That's right. Hair Is Us will guarantee that you have a lovely hair of head all your life, and all you need to do is give us your money or your money back, guaranteed. There you go, James. Thank you very much. This is actually what network events are like.
I just
Dreadful.
Hideous, aren't they? They really are.
Absolutely dreadful.
You've got to go on.
I really liked networking until now. Now I'm dreading as to what room I'm going to walk into next. It's like a haunted house of pictures.
Like Pluto, for real.
Give me a subject. I can't think.
Scented soaps.
Scented soaps.
I've actually had some of these at network events recently.
Okay, scented soaps.
Play. I might leave. I don't want to play.
Are you tired of sitting in your bath with soap with no scent?
Yes, I am.
Send me,
Yes,
James.
Jerry.
Send me.
And you need our scented soaps so you can smell your body fresh after your bath. I don't know, mate. I'm struggling on that one.
You know what? That was actually genuinely much better than some of the pictures I had for scented soaps at some of those events.
Yeah.
Go on, Odessa. You can do.
I don't want to play.
Well, just do it.
Is that your best motivational speech? I don't know, because my inclination is to go for a personal trainer because that's not what I do. Clearly, it's not what I do.
Do it. Do me.
Yeah. You do, James.
Do me.
You
This
sell
is how
us
Nike-
James's services. Come on, you know all about James's business. You can do it.
This
Mention
is
the,
how Nike came up with their big advertising campaign that's been going for donkey's years. They're all sitting around a table somewhere, I don't know, America, I guess, Nike. And they're all going, I can't do it. And then someone says, just do it. Yes! Yes! We got it!
That's it. That is actually how marketing works in real time.
Yeah.
In real time. I don't know. I think we may have lost Christina. I will talk to Christina anyway and see whether we can get Christina on next week. If not, make that happen.
Oh,
go
no,
on.
Claire's done one. No, Claire's done one. No.
Oh, Claire.
Claire's done
Oh,
one.
right. Good. If you need your pinky not to be stinky, then point your nose towards our sensation. Ah! Classic. Classic. Brilliant. Less than 15-second elevator pitch. That was really, really good. I actually did a poll on this recently. Look, that's all.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I will not.
I did a poll on this recently, and I challenged people. I don't know whether any of the rest of you saw it, to actually, in just 5 seconds, say why someone should use their business. I just thought, look, let's cut through all of this rubbish on LinkedIn where people are trying to, jostle for position, and let's just get straight through it. Oh, I've registered on StreamYard. Yeah, you didn't actually need to do that, but don't worry. If you click just the link, you should be able to just come.
I know why it's confusing, because when you send the message and you
there's
see
this big image underneath.
Yeah.
Don't click on the image.
Little link above that.
Click the link above, and then you'll come through to our ether. Oh, I can't wait. Let's hope this is. But not sure how to find it. Yeah, just click on the link,
At the
Christina.
top, not the picture.
Not the
picture's
picture.
misleading.
It is. StreamYard, can you sort that out? Stop, the graphic.
A whole preview.
It's because,
yeah.
well, you know why they do it. You see, it's clever because it gets other people to sign up to their platform, which is a really good way of selling. But yeah, no, I asked people on LinkedIn, I said, just do it. 5 seconds. Can you say? And people were actually genuinely pretty good at it. There were some people that go, no, I can't do that. Not with my business. Can't do that.
It's a really hard concept to describe in a few words.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not selling cars, are we? We're not selling scented soap. We're selling lifestyle. It's just
Dreams, ambitions.
Yeah.
ambition. That's it. Yes, love it.
Yeah, our business is really complicated because what we do is we take people through this whole process, and it's not about just getting this here. It's about you have to. There's a starting point, and then there's a piece about assimilation, and then I just like what
Asynchronous working is one of the phrases that I really, and I get why people use it, but it's one of the phrases that really irritates me at the moment. Is asynchronous working.
I love it.
I know you do. It just annoys me.
Why is that annoying?
Integration, I hate. Vertical integration. Just
vertical integration.
Okay, it's vertical integration.
Somebody said, we need to be more vertically integrated. And I just said, well, what do you mean?
Pardon me, I need consent first.
This is me being vertically integrated.
I love that.
I nearly used a cheeky word there. It's rubbish, isn't it? Vertical integration. If somebody says to me, we're going to vertically integrate our company, I don't want to work with them, I'll be honest.
No.
Vertical integration. Yeah. I've got all of their albums though, Rich.
Yeah, they are good.
They are great.
Their seminal album, Horizontal, or also known as Flat Out, was a really good.
Flat Out. That was the best. Yeah, that was one of the best. You had to play it at the right speed, otherwise you didn't really get the best benefit out of it.
Yeah, my record player only played 78, so it was always sounded like the Chipmunks.
Yeah, it was good.
Actually, Odessa can sound like a chipmunk when she's like.
I get people to discover they can stop talking to themselves. I think most people can understand that. Yeah, that's 5 seconds. You see, you did it in 5 seconds. You've just pitched yourself. Absolutely right. Although, alternatively, Claire, you can just tell people that Lionel was great in concert. That will too bring people to the door. Yeah. They just want to know more about Lionel in concert. Just tell people you can get them dancing on the ceiling. that does it every time. No,
Harry's sent us a link to a website called Pigeonpedia. Who knew there was such a thing? Wikipedia for pigeons.
You know that you're the curator. Why are you pretending?
Pigeonpedia.com.
Yeah, course,
that is your side hustle.
A flock of pigeons could be a band, a dropping, I like that one, a flight, a flock, a kit, a loft, a passel.
I've got a plover. A congregation of plovers is multiple
or a play
together.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Like the world doesn't know.
Well, it does now. That's the thing.
Well, we've still got too many options, though, haven't we? I feel like we need one or two.
But thanks to Harry, we now know we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 collective nouns to choose from.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I always like that, actually. Yeah, I always like that about Harry. He always comes up with the factoids. He's one of those on LinkedIn that actually always manages to come up with the facts when someone posts something just random or, you know.
What I like as well is that on my screen, all the comments from Harry are vertically integrated. They're sort of one on top of the other.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. That's the line. Thanks. Yeah, see, that's it. I think we're talking about I'll get you dancing on the ceiling. I think, yeah. That's why
if that's not in your headline, Claire, when we see you at our event.
That's why we're in marketing, because we can just come up with this stuff off the top of our heads. You know, it just happens.
Some of it I can.
Yeah, all day long. All day long. Give me something to market. Just, you know, it's not difficult, is it? It's not rocket science. But you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed how difficult some people make it.
Dry tea bags.
Yeah, absolutely. What's selling?
That'd be a hard pitch, wouldn't it?
Markets dry tea bags. Yeah.
Just add water.
Just.
Some results may vary. Some are simply required.
Don't be
Well, the fact of the matter is that all tea bags start off dry. Yeah. So it's really about the value added. It's about the value added proposition, isn't it? And in this case, it's about.
Look at that.
It's just about adding water. What is it?
Business takeaway. A business takeaway from dry tea bags. I would like everyone to do a piece of content about dry tea bags and their own individual business takeaway by the end of next week. That's homework.
Absolutely. Can I also say I did promise that I would talk about my great idea for a LinkedIn choir today as well. So I did do a post about this the other day, and I asked people whether what singing voice they were, and of course people took this really seriously. So we do have, I now have a list of tenors, altos, baritones, basses, sopranos, etc. All of these. So if you want to join in the great LinkedIn choir, we will have a rehearsal this time next week, and what we're going to aim to do is live on air with as many of you as possible. We're going to do Bohemian Rhapsody, and we might even get Christina to do the guitar solo. That would be fantastic. And here she is, Christina. Wow. Hi, Christina. How are you?
How are you doing?
Welcome to the Madhouse. So how long have you been playing? How long have you been playing guitar?
Since my 10th year. I'm playing now since I'm 10. Sorry, my English isn't the best.
Oh, since you were 10, right.
I am playing now 21 years. I'm 31 years old.
Wow. And are you endorsed by any particular brands of guitar? Do you have any endorsements? Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
can I ask who, so that they get a little bit of a shout out and they send me a guitar?
Orange amplifiers, Clear Tone strings.
Yeah.
And I'm artist for Stone Tone Rock Blocks. That's for the Floyd Rose stuff.
Look at that. That's a guitar and a half, isn't it, guys? Look at that. Orange. I love orange amplifiers. I just don't understand why most amplifiers are still black. I mean, it's boring, isn't it? You know.
Same here. My heroes are Zakk Wylde, Yngwie Malmsteen, and other guys who really play big Marshall stuff. So I was into that years ago too. But then I met someone who is area sales manager for Orange here in my region in Germany. I'm from Munich, so quite Bavarian region, you know. And he heard me play and said, well, why do you not want to try out an Orange? And I said, well, if you can find an Orange, that's exactly the sound of my old Marshalls I got. And he said, yes, okay. And I tried and said, well, the orange is even more brutal and even more juicier, because the orange amp is one of the amps that I how should I put this? If you lower the volume on an orange, it isn't losing its bass. So
No,
the
you
orange,
still get the bass.
you get the guts out of it, and I experience every other amp is sort of saying losing its balls as soon as you turn down the volume.
And also, Christina, we've got James here, and this is just cut out because we're going to have to finish soon. But James, he's a health expert, and he promotes oranges as well. Orange is a great thing, isn't it?
Absolutely,
You know, look. So in a little way as well, you're promoting orange. Full stop. And it's a vibrant color. It's a great color. And it's a creative color. Rich will
orange all the way. Even my blouse is orange today.
We need to, absolutely. And you've got your blouse on, etc. Right. So give us a little demonstration. What are you going to play for us?
I don't know. I just noodle around.
Let's have some widdly noodle. We'll do air guitar in the background for you as well. Here we go. Wow, look at the speed. Woo! Oh, look at that. Yay! Tremendous. Oh, my word, look. Of course, the phone can't keep up with it. This is going back to your carrier pigeon idea here, Rich. You see, you know what's happened here is she's playing so fast that the technology can't keep up with it. And what we need to do is go back to pigeon technology here.
Yeah, or just two cans with a bit of string in between the two. That would work.
Because that would just be so much better. Oh yeah.
But that fretwork is just extraordinary to behold.
It is. It absolutely. I'll tell you what. Just give us a little bit of. Just give us before we go. Just give us a little bit of blues, kind of a little bit of a dum 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 kind of thing, with a little bit of.
I got to change the guitar first.
Oh, of course you have.
Because I need a drop tuning.
Yeah.
I need to drop that thing.
She's going for a bit of Gaddad now. For anybody that doesn't know what Gaddad is, that is a tuning on the guitar, right? As opposed to some kind of mythical person from Lord of the Rings or something like that. Yeah, I can play that one. It's called tuning. Yeah.
I got the pigeon blues.
I'm working all day. I'm working all day. Gotta get in my way. Cause I'm feeling like a pigeon in flight. Oh yeah, fantastic. It doesn't get better than that, does it, on a Friday? And with that, we're going to leave you today. Thanks to all of our guests today. Thanks to Odessa for turning up. And thanks to Rich for joining us. Thank you, sir. Thanks to James. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for being such a good sport. And Christina, thank you so much. Do want you to come back at some point, because we are going to try and do at some point Bohemian Rhapsody.
It was spontaneously, yes. But thank you for inviting me.
Rhapsody live on air with the LinkedIn Choir. It has to be done. It's never been done before. Why shouldn't it be done now? Well, I'm sure we can all learn something about teamwork from that. Loose business exchange of ideas. Anyway, thanks all for joining. We'll see you again this time next week. Bye for now.